Hey everybody, this is the Esoteric Cross. I make videos about how to gain your personal power while learning ancient secrets, and if that sounds like something that you're into, please hit the like button and subscribe, and gain insight from this perspective in the cosmos. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can read into the symbolism of the tarot cards. You don't always have to know the definitions and the stories behind all of the tarot cards in order to read tarot, but of course that really helps give you the knowledge behind your practice. Today we're going to talk about honing your intuition around the cards so that you can find certain things within the cards that you might have not found before. You're going to learn about how to decipher the symbolism for yourself. The tarot deck is broken down into 2 or 3 parts. We have the major arcana and the minor arcana, and the court cards, which are still a part of the minor arcana. The major arcana shows the large story of the soul's journey. This is also about the path of initiation within the Golden Dawn system of ceremonial magic. But this is all symbolism for the way that consciousness progresses through an ascension process. The minor arcana shows the minor details in day-to-day life as it pertains to this initiation, and the court cards are representing the internal and external qualities of each of the elements. Before diving into how we can read into each of these cards without memorizing a bunch of definitions, I do want to point out the importance of learning the definitions of the cards. I recommend learning these from teachers and guides within the occult community and not from just any tarot reader. I think it's best to learn these from someone who understands the connection of the tarot cards with secret societies, the Kabbalistic tree of life, and ceremonial magic. This is because this is where tarot has its roots, and learning these cards hand in hand with those roots is going to uncover layers much deeper than the surface level understandings of tarot. You can find some of these deep layers of the cards yourself by meditating on each one of these and drawing out wisdom from the symbolism and connections between the cards. But utilizing the skill of study, reading, knowledge seeking, analysis, and logic are going to really unlock some truths for you, and these aspects are severely underrated in the spiritual community. With all of that out of the way, let's talk more about how you can draw out the wisdom of these cards. One of the best ways is to meditate on them. And you can do this with each card one by one. Focus on one per day, or you can meditate on each one as you're doing a tarot reading. When you're doing a tarot reading, you should take a moment and meditate on the cards in front of you and ask yourself about the similarities and correlations that are presented in each of the cards in front of you. Take a moment to feel the energy of the cards. I think one of the best ways to dive deeper here and see what comes up is by becoming very present and clearing the mind. This may sound kind of counterintuitive, but this is something that really works. Take a look at the cards, and then become the observer. The mind will come up with interpretations, or think about what's for dinner, or think about that thing that someone said to you a few hours ago. But just observe the mind. Observe the self that observes the cards. Then observe the self that observes the self that observes the cards. Really take your time to do this and don't think about it too much. Eventually, you may come to a moment where the mind is very clear, and if that doesn't happen, then that's okay too. This takes practice. When we're able to become fully present and when we clear the mind, then there is this magnificent spaciousness that happens. Within this spaciousness, anything can be born, and then there is an expansion. As you're observing the outline of the tarot card in this state, eventually something will pop up for you. This can be a feeling, an instant thought, or insight, or a piece of symbolism within the card will become very obvious to you. This is actually one of the main points of these cards, because they are supposed to pull things out from our subconscious. Our subconscious mind does not really speak with words. The language of our subconscious is the language of symbols and images. These images within tarot, and specifically the Rider-Waite deck, are designed in a way that speaks to our subconscious. Meditating on them and for long periods of time will eventually reveal many things about ourselves and our reality. After we've taken some time to meditate on the cards, and then some of the symbolism stands out as important to us, then we can take this a step further. This is another way of working with the subconscious mind, and it's called free association. The mind already has certain associations to symbolism. Some symbols in these cards will make itself obvious to you as you are meditating, and the mind may already have an interpretation for that symbol. You can let the mind freely flow from one thing to another. For example, maybe you are looking at the Magician card, and the infinity symbol is standing out to you. And the symbolism that you already associate with it is the idea that nature is infinite. Linking the idea that everything is infinite with the idea of the magician, you have infinite possibilities. This card being placed above the head of the magician shows that this infinite nature is what crowns the magician. This is the energy from which the magician draws his power. Another example could be the garden in the magician card. Maybe you already have an association with gardens as being beautiful. You link gardens with growth, the growth of life. You link this with the growth of creation. You may notice that the infinite energy of the universe flows through the magician and is growing this garden of creation. The magician is creating his reality with the infinite God power that crowns everything in the universe. This is just an example of how free association can work. Go through these cards and look at them in this way. The mind will make connections with the symbols in the cards, and these connections and interpretations should evolve over time. In my opinion, one of the best ways to get to know these cards is by learning them with the Kabbalistic tree of life. Tarot has this connection with Kabbalah, which is implied by the structure of the deck. For more information on this, I suggest checking out some of the other videos on tarot in my channel, or you can check out the live course that I offer on tarot. The real truth about tarot is that it represents the journey of consciousness through initiation. Tarot is commonly used to make predictions on the future, and sure, tarot can certainly be used in that way, but an even more powerful way to use tarot is to gain more insight into the present. The present moment is the key to making change and creating the reality that you really want. This is much more empowering than trying to see what life is going to dictate for you. Knowing the meanings of certain symbolism is going to make the tarot cards a lot easier to decipher. You can definitely meditate on the cards and follow the process that I laid out in this video before knowing the meanings to all of the symbols. But studying the symbols is going to accelerate the process of understanding these cards. Some questions to ask yourself as you do some research might be, what does the red rose symbolize? The infinity symbol, the gardens, the stars, the scepters, the pillars. Getting to the bottom of these symbols and then coming back to study the cards should bring about new insights. Remember that this is a process. Learning tarot can be a lifelong process. You will always learn new things about these cards. Take your time and don't expect to have all of the answers right away. Meditating on the cards and practicing free association will be very helpful when it comes to integrating these cards. Diving further into the study of tarot with Kabbalah and also the symbolism of these cards are well worth the time and effort, and you can really uplevel your tarot readings by doing this. Make sure to check out the links in the description below for my classes that I offer. The class on tarot is focused on the card's relationship with the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is something that most courses in tarot don't offer. I do offer one-on-one coaching for various related topics. If you're just starting out your journey in Magick, feel free to set up a session with me. Check out the link in the description below for more information as well as to where you can book a tarot reading with me. If you want access to exclusive content and live streams, the link to my Patreon is also in the description. And I hope there was something new that you were able to take away from this video. If so, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.